Hello and welcome to this demo. Today we're going to talk about a new feature that was released with Centrify Identity Service version 15.9. It's called Zero Sign-On. And let me just first outline the problem statement. So in the context of mobile devices, when you're dealing with the SSO, for example, if I need access to, let's just say a SharePoint site. For example, at Centrify, we actually use a SharePoint as our internet, right? So it's very easy to just get SSO, right? Because it's a full-fledged client, right? No issues with that. At the same time, when you need to access applications, for example, like Webex or Dropbox, the experience in the browser is very smooth, right? Because it is what we call a rich client, right? So, and there's also something related on how federation works, right? So we have identity provider initiated connections. So in here I'm using the portal. So most of my connections are going to be identity provider initiated. So that makes life really easy, right? However, many of the problems that exist with current mobile applications and mobile IDPs is that the experience on a mobile device is not very nice, right? So, for example, you may send yourself a link over SharePoint, and then suddenly you have to retype your password again or click several times to get there. With Centrify, life is way much easier, and the reason being is because since we started, we built into the platform enterprise mobility management. Like the phone that you can see on the right of the screen here is actually this phone right here, my phone, and I can provide not only location services if I need to, provide MDM, I can just lock it, and this is available in an array of devices, right? You have iOS, Android, Samsung Knox, Google for Work, and Windows 10 devices. And more we're being adding, right? So the key here, let's go back to the mobile experience, right? So the mobile experience of the end user is going to be pretty much the same. So the user is going to have the Centrify app, and from there they can launch their applications, right? So regardless if I go to Bugzilla, which is actually even an application that is on premise, and it's been served by Identity Service as a reverse proxy. But let's look first at the annoying case number one. You get an email, and the email contains an attachment. So I actually have, at Centrify we have a new building. So we're sharing pictures of the new building. So I sent myself a link with that particular picture. So if I go and I want to see the pic, I can just click on it. And notice that, all I need to do is touch the identity of the user in here. And, real quick here, you'll see that the zero sign-on is going to go and it's going to show me the picture. Another scenario could be, for example, a mobile application. And to make this harder, I'm going to actually download the application now, right? So the application is going to be Webex, right? So let's go ahead and find Webex. Right, so here's Webex, and I'm going to go ahead and download it. So the idea is that you see that there's no cached information in here and how the experience actually works moving forward. One thing that I also show is probably Yammer, but I didn't send myself a link from Yammer, so let's just wait for this. So this is the, I guess, the price of doing real-time demos. All right, so it should be there soon. And it's almost there. And there we have it, right? So this is Webex, right? So I accept the terms and, some introductions, and let's just get started, right? So if I wanted to sign in, I need to put in my email address, right? So that I actually prepared for. So I'm going to paste that, my email address. And I'm going to do next. So one thing is, I have to just basically sign into my corporate site. So the corporate site for me is Centrify. Webex.com. Right, so if I do next, here's what's going to happen. This is a known device, right? And we have a certificate that we issue, a profile that we have, so and it's registered by me. I, the service already knows what are the applications that Robertson has. So I'm not going to have to provide an additional information to get into Webex. I could just go sign out completely, right? Sign in again. Just specify my URL, and what's going to happen is that I'm going to be automatically helped because this machine is already has a certificate. We have non-repudiation, and I'm an Active Directory user in good standing, and there's no additional controls or multi-factor required. Let's take a look at a different application, for example, Box, right? So if I sign out of Box, we don't have it configured with the service provider initiated connection. So when I log out here, my experience is completely different, right? So this is an illustration of the problem, right? So I'm going to use single sign-on, paste my address just like I did before. When I log in, what's happened now is that I'm going to be redirected back to the IDP. So now I have to go through the cadence all over again, right? So this is available for applications that are configured to support service provider initiated connections. So zero sign-on is a very unique capability, only available for Centrify, and we're very happy to have it because it actually makes our lives much easier as well.